Today, I'm sharing some habits and routines I use when I'm trying to get things done around our house and in our lives. What you won't see here is me manically running around trying to get everything done because I actually think when I need to focus on the important things, then I need to let the little things that don't matter as much fall away and just focus on the things that I truly need to get done so I'm not overcomplicating things and stressing everybody out. Recently, I've been doing a lot of work in my office on my blog and my business, which means a lot of things around the house are not getting done. But there are a few habits and routines that I have set up that keep everything functioning. So when I'm not able to invest a lot of time, everything is still running along in the background. So, for instance, every morning we have our usual morning routine of getting everybody up, dressed, and ready for the morning, eating breakfast. And then I always make sure to do the dishes right after we're done eating, put them all away. So then we're set up for lunchtime, go around the house and just do a quick tidy of things, opening the windows to get some fresh air inside the house, and just some simple tasks before I have to go into my office to work on the computer and some office work. This week was Calvin's birthday, and we decided to have a very small gathering with a few of his friends in the front yard. So that was something that was added on the to-do list. But of course, to me, that is very important. I want my children to grow up feeling like they had a magical childhood that was fun, filled with laughter and friends. So that was something that we decided to spend some extra time getting ready for and preparing for. Thank goodness I have my mom helping with all of that as well, because she chipped in and found some of the fun party supplies and really helped with that as well. So it's always a family effort with everything we do. Then I'm also taking my usual uh, break outside for lunch, which is something that I try to do every single day. If you watched my video on mini habits that improve my life, that was definitely one of them. Now I'm just tidying up after lunch and starting a load of laundry. Again, these are just some simple routines and habits that I have built into my everyday life. It doesn't necessarily mean that I do a load of laundry every single day, but I try to keep up on it. So it's just this machine that's happening in the background. And the laundry is literally cleaning itself using the washing machine and dryer. And then this is something that I can have working for me while I'm doing something else. And then I always try to complete that task. It doesn't always happen. So, for instance, last night there was a basket of laundry sitting there that I didn't get to, and I ended up folding it the next day. So, it's not always perfect, but these are the type of habits and routines that I try to keep up with daily and weekly that just help our house to continue to function without a lot of thought. Something new that I'm really excited about trying out here is milling my own flour. I mentioned this in another video, which I can also link down below, and I will link all the information about the course I took on this and also where to get the mill. Everything will be linked down below, but I am so excited to be on this journey of milling my own flour and trying to make my own bread. I've successfully been able to make some banana bread with the freshly milled flour and some muffins. They turned out delicious, but this is the first time trying the recipe from the course I took, making a loaf of bread, which there's always a learning curve to anything new. And I'm really excited about this. So this is something else I'm adding into my week, and I'm not stressing about it. I'm just trying to see what I can make. I hope this is going to work because it's my first time with this recipe, and it's my first time with the freshly milled flour. So this will be super interesting to see how it's going to turn out. One of the things I want to mention that I think a lot of us can probably relate to is I have to adjust my expectations with what is my current reality. And sometimes I think that I should get so much done in a day and I expect so much from myself. Then I realize that I'm only one woman. There's only so much time in the day. And if I'm trying to bake fresh homemade bread, then maybe I'm not going to be able to make the most fantastic meal that night for dinner because my energy is going to something else. I also am, working on putting this birthday gathering together. I'm trying to get the cobwebs here away from the front door so we can all hang out here. And again, that means that something else is going to have to not get done because I'm focusing my energy on something else. So for me, I think all the habits in the world are great, but sometimes I have to adjust what is in my head as the expectation versus the reality of what I can actually accomplish in a day or a week. It truly looks like Halloween with real cobwebs. I was pleasantly surprised that the bread actually turned out. Now, it doesn't look beautiful because it rose over the pan and I had to kind of smash it down back into the pan before I baked it, but it turned out delicious, even though it didn't look as beautiful as it probably could have. And it tasted so good. My family loved it. The bread was very moist. Maybe I needed to add a little more flour. There's probably a lot of tweaking that I could do to that recipe to perfect it. But I was so excited that the bread turned out and we all loved it. Now it was time to do my normal routine of turning on all the warm, low light in our house, especially now that we are into fall. It just feels so cozy and warm to turn off the overhead lights and put on some lamps, fluff up the pillows, pick up anything that's on the floor, and get ready for our evening routine. Emmett and my mom made pizza this night, which they love. And then Grant and I actually ate something else, but they loved it. Emmett wanted to say hi here really quick. And then it was time to start preparing for the birthday party the next day. Luckily, it was the most beautiful weather, a little bit warm because we live in Southern California, but beautiful weather. And whenever I am focusing on a party, of course, again, other things have to be put aside, but the party was primarily outside. So I just wanted to do a little bit of tidying in case anyone came in and just to do our regular routine. I'm showing you this because I've already picked these up probably 3 times that same morning, but I wanted to vacuum. We have a lot of leaves falling and they tend to get trapped in the house because we're going in and out a lot. But vacuuming is a routine I try to stay on top of as well, especially if I can't do any deep cleaning. At least vacuuming is something that keeps our house looking clean with very minimal effort. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Please let me know, what is your one habit or routine that even if a million other things are going on, you still stick to that one thing? For me, when cleaning, it is definitely vacuuming. I guess because I have little kids and we're always dropping crumbs everywhere. If I vacuum, my house just feels a little bit more put together. And then I would say number 2 is switching out this tablecloth and clearing it off. It just visually looks so much better and feels clean. Now, here is the party prep. I did not film putting this together, but we had the most wonderful time. We actually hired a bounce house. The kids jumped all day long. Then we just had cake, ice cream, and some fun games like pin the tail on the donkey. It was a very simple party, but it was so much fun, which just reminds me that really simple things can still feel amazing. And now I'm picking some tomatoes and the leftover things in our garden. Blackberry, like little blackberry.
Mm-hmm. That's a weed. It's just like a weed.
Weird. Okay, what else do we have? This one's good. Because I think we're gonna rip all this out at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much, eh?
Well, we still have bell peppers though. Look at these bell peppers.
Yeah, the bell peppers are good.
They haven't turned yet.
Some of them
We need
are.
to like prop this up somehow. Oh look, there's more coming. My garden was completely neglected after the initial bloom, so this is something I really want to work on. See some more in here. These are super tiny.
Would be able to see if you weren't wearing a green shirt.
Come on. Look at this.
Handful of tomatoes.
Handful of tomatoes.
Here's one.
Okay. This is a very typical day in our lives when I'm focusing on housework. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to leave a video up here on how we redid our side yard if you want to watch that. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.